Hi, welcome back to my garden. I haven't really got anything momentous planned today. Life has been trundling on, very busy trips, kind of end of the month, start a new one, that sort of thing. And good, stuff ticking over, sculpture being made, chess games being played. Doing the things I enjoy doing, and that's absolutely fine. I'm filming a bit later today because actually I have been playing a game, and it struck me that it was teaching me a very valuable lesson. Now, a little bit of context for those of you who aren't chess players. Chess has a rating system. Without going into too much detail, essentially it looks at your playing strength based on your past history and the playing strength of your opponent. These are measured in numbers that sit on a scale that runs from 400 to 2,800, essentially. And depending on the difference in your rating, you are more or less likely to win the game. And so if you win the game, depending on that likelihood, you gain more or less rating points. It's very carefully calculated, calibrated, normal distribution-based system. In fact, it's the same system that I believe is used for the ATP tennis rankings. But there's a thing in chess where we get hung up on our ratings. We think that we are our ratings. I'm a 1900, I'm a 2100. I'm a novice, and that's why my rating's only 1000. And in fairness, our ratings do tell us an enormous amount about our playing strength, perhaps our playing history. You can learn a lot by picking apart a chess player's rating. But, and it's a big but, it is just a snapshot. It's not the whole picture. It's how you performed historically over a period of time against a series of opponents, and your rating really sits in using statistical terms for those of you who are familiar with it, what we would call a confidence interval. My rating on chess.com is 2,150-ish, but really my real rating lies in a broad band, a little bit beyond that and less than that. For what it's worth, I mean, my real rating, what does that even mean? My playing strength. You can't pin it down precisely, but we invest in it because it's the only measure we have. And it struck me after my game against Howard, or as he's known on chess.com, Karpov 1A. I'm Dreamlearn B. And that's not a surprise. Anyway, Howard does not have as high a rating as I do. But this is the third time I've played him. I've drawn twice. I've lost once. I've looked at some of his games that are available on his page. And frankly, he's a good player. I have no idea why he is rated a few hundred points below me. It doesn't make any sense at all. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm playing these games to learn, to enjoy myself, for a challenge. And today's game was exactly that. But I think, and I guess in a roundabout way, this is the point that I'm getting to, that in every area of our life, we invent these little measures. I am this kind of person. That gives us some sort of valuable insight. And then we extrapolate it, we draw it out into a complex story that really is just a fiction. Right, excuse me, I'm being assaulted by my cat. Here he is, little Bobbles the cat. I'm going to hold Bobbles. It's all a bit Mike Myers, mini-me and cats and all of that sort of carry on in Austin Power, Mr. Evil, that's me. Anyway, this is my cat, and he's been wandering around the garden and thought he'd come for a bit of the video. Where was I? Chess ratings and life. So, off you go, cat. So, we take our measure, our sort of rough proxy that tells us how we're doing, and we make it our identity. We make it part of a complex biography that is, as I say, mostly a fiction. But we invest a lot in that. I mean, this is certainly true of chess players. Had I played the identical game that I just finished now against Howard, against someone rated 200 points more than me, I would have come away thinking, wow, well played me, very few errors, topical opening, well played by both of us, and it shows that I'm a good chess player, that there's a future, that I'm not just wasting my time spending hours and hours studying a game which is just too difficult for me. And that's what I would have felt. In fact, if he'd have been a master strength player, and in chess there are a number of titles that you can earn with the World Chess Authorities, FIDE, highest of all, Grand Master, then there's International Masters, FIDE Masters, Candidate Masters. And local authorities also award National Master titles. So I'd love to be a chess master. I just think it would have a nice ring to it if I could say Neil the Chess Master. For the moment, it's a dream. And had today's game been against a bona fide, pardon the pun, FIDE is the World Chess Authorities, bona fide master, heaven forbid, an international master, I would have thought it was an astonishing achievement. But because it was Howard from somewhere in the eastern time zone of America, and because it was on chess.com, it would be all too easy to dismiss this game as a disappointment because I didn't win, I drew. He played what I thought he'd play based on his past history. I did some rough preparation. I had a few ideas. The game kind of followed the path I expected it to follow, but I made a couple of inaccuracies, poor moves that first allowed him to get a solid sort of advantage. Then he made a couple of mistakes. I had a chance to have a bit of an edge, but probably not more than that, nothing winning. And then in the end, when things had settled down, we repeated moves and drew. And the truth is, I should be happy with the game. And I am. I enjoyed it. I lost a few rating points, but it doesn't matter. I'm just learning. And it's a kind of like that old cliched truism that we spend a lot of time trying to buy stuff to impress people we don't actually like. Chasing after a chess rating to impress exactly who? Who will go away and say, you're incredible? And if they did, what does that mean? I mean, why would I want to chase after that sort of validation? no, I'm pleased with the game because it was a good, solid performance. And actually, luckily today, chess technology, computer technology, allows you to review your game using a computer. Now, this is a slightly frowned upon idea by a lot of chess coaches, because they say, you know, you're not a computer, you need to learn to think for yourself. But in this circumstance, it's very nice to have a quick look at the graph that the computer gives of the way the game proceeded, which kind of backed up what we both thought when we discussed the game afterwards, that we both had small advantages at some point, but nothing too dramatic. And it backed up what I thought during the game, that we were both playing quite well, and indeed, according to the computer, it was a very accurate played game. Not exactly a top master level game, but the sort of game that a strong player would not be disappointed with if he'd been playing another strong player. And I think there's a valuable lesson for me there, to not take these measures, these aspirations, or these little goals and dreams too seriously. They are North Stars to guide us on our journey, perhaps, but that is all they are. They're a sort of guiding hint, and in the end, if you enjoyed the game, that's what really counts. If you've learned something, fantastic, and I did. And you get to keep on playing the game. Now, all that's a bit of a chess ramble, and not sure if that was really your cup of tea, but not sure if you are, you know, even if you're not a chess player, if you didn't pick up something out of that, a little crumb, I hope so. Otherwise, of course, as always, I do hope your life is as good as mine. Nothing extravagant, nothing movie worthy, although perhaps it is, who knows, if you had the right script writer. I think all our lives are movie worthy, and that's fine. Just keep on playing the game, keep on enjoying yourself, learning, sharing within your community, and I guess that's it, really. So it's been that sort of week, but I met my commitment to make a film each week, and let me know what you thought in the comments below. And don't be shy.